We often talk about media freedom, independence of media, but most of the time we are concerned only with the political part of it. ZTV and Republic are pro government, the entire mainstream is Godi media, NDTV and The Wire are anti government, anti establishment. This is all that we are talking about all the time. By the way, do you know what the term Godi media means and why it is used to mock the mainstream in India today? Well, in a democracy, journalists are supposed to be watchdogs of democracy. That is, they are supposed to speak truth to power and question those who are in power in that country. However, in India today, when the mainstream doesn't question the government and only praises the government, they are called the lap dogs of the government. Lap is the English translation for Godi, and hence lap dogs or Godi media is used as a mockery for watchdogs. Well, moving on, we easily say that Republic is pro-government and NDTV is anti-government, but we never dwell into the question of why a media organization or a media firm loses its independence and develops biases. When we delve into this question, we understand that financial independence is an essential part of independence, is an essential element of independence, and whoever owns the media can show you whatever he or she wants, irrespective of ethics, biases, and taking sides. This side of media corporatization, this side of how the ownership of media affects its independence is not talked about in India, is not included in the popular discourse. So today I want to explain to you the concept of media ownership, media corporatization, and how these two are linked to media freedom and independence of the media. My name is Ishan Fauzdar and you are watching The Upfront. No matter how much we idealize the job of a journalist, of being a watchdog of democracy, of speaking truth to power, we cannot ignore the fact that media is also an industry and has to compete in the market. So the commercial nature of media cannot be sidelined, and hence when we accept that media is commercial, we then need to ask who owns the media or who own different media organizations. The general answer would be that because India's mediascape is very diverse, we cannot have one or two owners. There will be many owners because we have more than 82,000 newspapers, we have more than 1,000 FM radio stations, we have more than 300 channels who claim to broadcast news and current affairs registered under the Ministry of Information and Broadcast. Plus, these numbers are old figures, so multiply them by 2. Very diverse India's mediascape is, right? Well, not so much. Let me give you an example and tell you that the devil lies in the detail. Delhi is the only urban area with a circulation of 16 daily English newspapers. Yes, Delhi has 16 English newspapers in circulation. Now, very diverse, just like India. But when we look into the detail, we'll find that the top 3 publications in Delhi, the Times of India, the Hindustan Times, and the Economic Times, amount for over 3/4 of the total English newspaper circulation in Delhi. That is, if you pick out 4 newspapers randomly, 3 would be from one of these 3 top publications. If we take Delhi as a sample, we can understand that India's mediascape, which looks very diverse, is not so much diverse, and it is dominated by few big conglomerates such as the Jagran Group, the Bhaskar Group, the Times Group, etc. Well, okay, let's say the Indian mediascape is dominated by few big conglomerates. What is the problem then? If these few big conglomerates are honest and independent and provide us with legitimate news, why will we have a problem? Well, then we need to go a step further and ask who own these conglomerates, and the answer lies at the root of the problem. Let me ask you a question. Who do you think should be at the board of directors, appointed on the board of directors of the Jagran publication? Now, Jagran publication is the owner of Dainik Jagran, which is a Hindi newspaper and also the largest circulated newspaper in India. So, who do you think should be on the board of directors of Jagran? Should it be retired editors? Should it be senior journalists, senior reporters, please tell us in the comment section. I'll tell you the answer meanwhile. The answer lies in this book written by Paranjoy Guha Thakurta, who is a seasoned journalist and a very senior journalist. He has spent over 3 decades in Indian journalism. And the answer lies on page number 208, which is a research article written by Dilip Mandal and R. Anuradha. So the board of directors of the Jagran publication includes the managing director of McDonald's, the MD of McDonald's, the MD of Pantaloons, the MD of Mirza International, the CEO of Lordstar Universal, and the chairman of a real estate consultancy firm called JLL Meghraj. This is what the board of directors of Jagran is. And by this example, I am trying to tell you that the Indian conglomerates are dominated and owned by big corporate and corporate houses. And I can give you many more examples. The same is the case with Hindustan Group, the same is the case with India Today Group, and even NDTV has the same case. I can give you many examples of this media domination of the conglomerates, but I'll give you one more example which also lies at page number 209 of this book. And I want to tell you that Anil Ambani, our very own Anil Ambani, the brother of the richest man in India, Mukesh Ambani, has invested in broadcasters such as Network 18, which controls CNBC TV 18, CNBC Awaz, CNBC IBN, and TV Today Group, which operate Aaj Tak, Headlines Today, and many more. So, adding to this, Anil Ambani and the Reliance Group also has an 18% stake in Bloomberg UTV. So, seeing these examples, telling you so many names, telling you so many statistics, my aim is to tell you, to make you believe that the Indian mediascape, the Indian media, is owned by big corporates, by big corporate houses. I am very sorry to overload you with corporate names and corporate information, but trust me, you'll understand the importance of it now. So corporates own the Indian media. What is the problem then? Corporates own small things from toothpaste to big stuffs like aircrafts, Rafale. The point is that corporates own many things. So what is the problem if they also own the Indian media? The problem is that the media, the journalism has to be objective, accurate, sensitive and fair. A journalist has to keep the power in check, to keep the ministers in check. And the corporate ownership might not let that happen. Let me give you an example. Let's say Modi ji announces the deadline of building his grand Central Vista, his grand house, in the middle of a pandemic when the country is going through a national health crisis. This news should make headlines, right? Now let's say that Dainik Jagran newspaper wants to make this as their headline, but the MD of Pantaloons wants a front page advertisement, and the company can actually put pressure on the newspaper for this advertisement because their MD is a part of the board of directors of Jagran, and they also get advertisements from them where they get revenue. So instead of seeing the headline of Modi ji building his house, we see a front page advertisement of Pantaloons sale of 50% sale on clothes and apparels on Pantaloons. This is the first problem of corporate ownership of media. The corporate houses might encroach upon the editorial spaces of newspapers and news channels, and this may rob the newspaper or the news channel of their independence and of their accuracy, of their objectivity. Then we come to the second problem. The second problem is the problem of advertorials. Now, back in the day, Gillette ran an advertisement campaign on CNN IBN. There were entire interviews of celebrities, editorials, features on the topic, and panel discussions on the topic that does the Indian woman like a man who is well shaved or a man who has a beard. Now, this entire campaign, these entire features and interviews and panel discussions were ran as legitimate news, and we were never once told that this was all a part of an advertisement campaign. Later, we found that Gillette and CNN IBN were in an exclusive partnership. This is the example of an advertorial. When advertisements are shown to us like news, when advertisements are shown in the name of news, then we say that these pieces are advertorials, and you may well understand that advertorials rob the newspaper on the news channel of fairness. It is unfair, it is completely unfair and unethical to show advertisements in the name of news. Finally, we come to the third problem. The third problem is the problem of paid news. Now, the previous two problems were also can be called paid news problems because money was involved in making of news. But it gets much more dangerous. The thing you see on your screen right now is a rate card. Now, this rate card is used by newspapers to charge candidates during elections in exchange for publishing news about them. Now, in very simple terms, an election candidate would pay the newspaper a certain amount of money to get glorifying articles and glorifying news articles and editorials about them printed in the newspaper. This is how paid news and these rate cards work. In one instance, P. Sainath, who is a seasoned journalist of India, said that he had 89 full pages of news published in the Lokmat, which is the fourth largest circulated newspaper in India. So P. Sainath said that he had 89 full pages of news published in the Lokmat, which was in favor of Ashok Chavan, who was the then chief ministerial candidate of Maharashtra. In one instance, three newspapers, Lokmat, Pudbari and Maharashtra Times, published the same news article word by word about and in the praise of Ashok Chavan. Coincidence? Absolutely not. And the last example which I am going to quote will make it clear. Shri Lalji Tandon was a minister who helped Atal Bihari Vajpayee win from Lucknow, get elected from Lucknow each time. Now, Shri Lalji Tandon in this book again tells us that he was approached by many newspapers for striking a deal with him, and he was angry as to why he had to pay money to get news about him published. He, at the end of the day, did not pay any money to any newspaper, and as a result, not a single page of news was published about him. Whereas his political opponent bought two packages. One package for avoiding negative news about him, and the other package for the publication of glorifying news about him, and this entire package cost him 1 crore rupees. A quick summary now. Media is owned by conglomerates, and conglomerates are owned by corporate houses. Hence, the media is owned by corporate houses. The corporate ownership of media has three major problems. The first problem is that the corporates may encroach upon the editorial spaces of newspapers and news channels, which rob the newspaper and news channels of their freedom and of their objectivity. Second, the serving of new advertisements as news, which are called advertorials, rob the news channels and newspapers of fairness and objectivity. Thirdly, the corporate ownership of media makes media more of a commercial entity than the fourth pillar of democracy, which forces the media, which seduces the media into getting into corrupt practices such as paid news. So now whenever you say that the Indian media is not independent or is Godi media, think about the financial dependence of media on corporates. A major chunk of revenue for the media comes from the advertorials which the corporates provide, and hence this dependence exists. This happens because in India we have not inculcated the habit of paying for news. We pay for everything else, but we do not want to pay for news. Now, the solution for corporate ownership of media lies in cooperative ownership of media, but that is a completely different topic and would require a completely different video. If you do want such a video, please do tell us in the comment section. If you did like this video, please give us a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and press the bell icon so that you get regular updates on whenever we upload a new video. Thank you so much.